Hello and welcome to my All Bosses Minibosses sword damage only. Oh, there's a bunch of restrictions you can see in the title. It's basically just like sword only, except I can use divine confetti. And I only chose to use it on like the bosses where it's most helpful. I don't use it for like most things. But anyway, yeah, this took me quite a while to get, maybe about like 3.5 months of practice and testing. And yeah, you can see that I this was like the first run of the day, and it ended up being the only run of the day, so I didn't really care too much about having like a perfect tutorial there. I just wanted to get going, because the previous day before this run, I got to the final boss and then had like a brain fart and like lost the run that way, so I had to try again. What else? Oh, but yeah, I got like a couple deep runs like that, but then like both times I ended up like I accidentally didn't record it locally in high quality, so it was kind of a good thing that I lost those runs, so that I could get the run with actually recording it and having it in good quality. And yeah, you see me using the healing gourd there. That's just because I don't like seeing the red tint around the screen, which is allowed for sword damage only. You can use the gourd. In here, we just come up to Shigenori. It's like a standard opener, just hit him 3 times. And yeah, you see him there, like if you thrust, it makes him deflect, and he always has the same response to deflecting, so it makes the fight really easy. But yeah, I tend to like mix it up, just depending on how I'm feeling. Like I won't just thrust him all the way down. But yeah, in any case, he dies pretty quickly. And then we move on here. Oh, another thing is, I recently got a PS5 controller. I forget what day. Let me check I actually took a picture on my phone so I would know when I got it. When did I get it? I got it on November 26th, so a couple weeks ago. Because yeah, I made this like cool little overlay for it, and but I didn't actually have the controller yet, so I got it after that. Here, coming into Geni 1. Well, at the beginning of the fight, I prioritize getting a bit more vitality damage until I get him down to 80%, because when he's above 80% health, he regenerates posture like crazy. There, you can just walk strafe his jump attack. And you can even walk strafe it if you like fight him normally and you like buffer extra R1s. But it's even easier when you don't buffer extra R1s like I do. There's 80%, so now we'll start going for a bit more vitality damage. Won't dash his attacks as much. Oh yeah, and then head stomps, they are technically safe on Geni, armored Geni even. It's just that like very, very rarely he can like start up moves before, you can like start up moves before you land, but like there's always time to deflect them when you land. It's just that if you like keep trying to attack him when he like starts up those moves, you'll get hit. But if you just let yourself fall and deflect on the ground, then you'll be fine. Okay. What is it? And in the past many months, I've gotten into. I haven't got like into speedrunning. I just like watching. I enjoy watching Sekiro speedruns, so I try to implement some pathing strats and stuff just to get through the game a little bit more efficiently. It's sort of like a mix between trying to go fast and having nice, comfy pathing strats. Because yeah, it's been a lot of it's been very interesting, like watching like how all bosses, mini bosses, speedrunners go through the game, trying to implement some of those strategies. Then here, I think this is a different setup strat than what I've done in the past for Ogre. You just trigger him next to this small tree there and then run back to the grass, and then by the time you come back he's de-aggroed and ready for the first death blow. Well yeah, I also fight Ogre a bit more systematically nowadays. I think in the past I would try to stay behind him with my attacks, but now I'll deliberately try to be at his front at all times, or like not at all times, but you know, as much as you reasonably can. Like you see, I'm going towards his front as I'm attacking, and that's to make the fight a bit more predictable, since like when you're at his front, it means he's going to attack you like as soon as he can. So I get used to only going for a certain number of punishes after each move of his. Because Ogre needs to be really, really consistent in this run, since you fight another Ogre like much later on in the run, and you don't want to have any mishaps on that. So it's just good to fight both Ogres fight them the same way, and fight them in a very like predictable, safe way. And then here, since this is a debuff run where I have no Kuro's charmless, and I also pick up the Demon Bell. Here we're going to pick up the Demon Bell. Trying to think here, some other stuff I could say. Oh yeah, what is it? I think the first attempt of this run was from back in, let me look at my notes here. It was from August 14 was the first like sort of baseline attempt. I hadn't practiced very much. I might have been practicing for like a couple days before that. But yeah, this has taken a bit over 3 months to get, maybe 3.5 months. And yeah, you can see the chat there. What is it? This was live streamed on Twitch, and I was talking and stuff during the run, interacting with chat and stuff. So you can go watch the Twitch version of this run. It's in the description. It's a highlighted VOD if you like. But yeah, about like 3 months of work, and also about 345 hours of in-game time. You know, just like practicing. What is it? Yeah, practicing, attempting, just figuring stuff out in the game. So yeah, really, really a lot of effort for this. And yeah, I teleported too early after the after trying to get the Demon Bell. So like if you teleport out too quickly, you won't actually get the Demon Bell. So I had to come back, and here I'm just like waiting until I like fully get the Demon Bell before yeah, there it is, and then you can get away. Oh, and and another thing I'm doing for this run is I'm also doing no damage, so I'm not allowed to take like fall damage or like environmental fire damage and other stuff like that. So in a couple places I'll be like taking grapples and like certain paths just to avoid fall damage. And here I used to go into the palanquin and, you know, death blow the big serpent here, just to like sort of have like a mindless way to get through here, but I've chosen to skip that to make the run a little bit faster. You can just go past there like that, and then, what is it, that last little quote-unquote attack that the snake does, it doesn't have a hitbox, so there's really no danger there. just taking the fast path through. No aggro, which is nice. And then here, what is it? I tried doing 7 hits at the start because it's a fun little like extra trick you can try to do to get 7 hits, but it does, like I don't always get it every time since I'm not like I don't like practice it all the time because it is just kind of a bonus thing. But yeah, I think my my Gyoubu fight has evolved a lot in the past few months. It's gotten more efficient generally. Like you see me going towards his back here to try to bait out kicks. I don't think he kicked a single time in this fight, even though I tried to like bait it out at a lot of opportunities. But yeah, it's like RNG whether he kicks or not, even if you are in the right place. So yeah, I think I just got unlucky. There were like many fights where I got lots of kicks, but yeah, not during the run, unfortunately. Yeah, they got instantly staggered on the start of phase 2. Yeah, I don't remember. I think he didn't kick a single time in this, even though I was in the right spot. But yeah, that's like one technique to try to make the fight faster, especially in phase 2, is to, after certain attacks, you see me, I attack and then I run away in order to like bait him to attack me more, because if you stay right up against him after certain attacks like that, he'll he'll try to run away, which, you know, if he runs away, of course that you know, wastes a bit of time. Especially in phase 2 when he has like a really long running away animation that he can do. There we go, finishing out Gyoubu there. Not a bad fight, but he didn't do like any kicks, which the kicks give you a lot of posture damage when you deflect them, so it's always nice and fun when he does them. But yeah, he just chose not to do any. And yeah, we luckily like killed him right next to the fog gate, so we can go right to the Tengu here to get rid of this quest here, because you have to talk to him in order to advance the story later. And we say no because this is also a no skills run, so I'm not picking up the skill books, since I'm not allowed to use them anyway. But yeah, we start out killing Gyoubu to get attack power 2, and then from here we'll go get the Young Lord's Bell Charm in order to get into Hirata, because I like doing early Butterfly, both for the extra attack power at the beginning, and also because Lady Butterfly is like she's a very difficult fight, so it's nice to get her out of the way early. Like she's a fair fight, and she's very consistent, but it's difficult nonetheless. So it's nice to again get her out of the way early. Here I was like messing with some Twitch settings and trying to figure something out. But yeah, I'll be moving here shortly. Let's see, for syncing purposes, for myself editing this later, we'll hit 1420 now, okay. And yeah, we come here to kill Naomori, because it's nice to get one of the generals out of the way early. Especially because he's on the way to the Young Lord's Bell Charm. And yeah, the way I fight him is like after each deflect that I do, I'll either do what is it? I'll either do like 2 or 3 R1s after that, depending on which exact attack it is. And that way, like the fight's like always, it's not always the same, but like each like little cycle is the same, where like after each deflect, I'm allowed to do like 3 R1s or 2 R1s no matter what. And then after that, like I don't need to like think about doing more or doing less. I can just always do the same amount. And then just read what he's doing and respond. But yeah, there we got the young Lord's Bell Trumps. Now we can get into Hirata. Doing it relatively early on here. Yeah, and here's one of the examples of like doing a slightly different path in order to not take damage. I take this lower grapple instead of the higher up one that I did for all memories, just so you don't take fall damage when you get in the water here. And for this next part, there is like a skip you can do to get past the little alleyway with all the enemies around it. But yeah, I don't like doing skips like that just because, like, for one thing, it's not necessary, and also I just like taking the intended paths whenever it's possible. Yeah, and I changed this strat a little bit because there were some problems with it before the path that I did in all memories for this little part. I like stealth kill the archer instead of like R1ing him to death just for more safety. Then here, I think this strat is largely the same as in all memories. Just swim over here to de-aggro all the enemies and then clear out the Enshin arena. Yeah, just hit that little corner in the rock and then you can run back. Oh yeah, and I know that jumping and then doing the grapples is faster. It's just that I've been doing that for so long that, you know, I always see the same animations over and over again. So I think like a week ago maybe I decided that I would do some grapples without going into the air first, just so that I would see some different animations, which is kind of nice, just having a little bit more visual variety is nice after playing this game for over 1,000 hours. Oh yeah, which I hit, by the way. I started doing this one with around like 670 hours in Sekiro, and then I finished this run with yeah, like 1,015 hours. Then here, yeah, I think this part is different than what I did in all memories. Instead of running away, it seems like running away does not make him de-aggro faster, so I might as well like stay close and just be able to grapple right to him quickly. I think the Enshin fight's basically the same. Oh, except, of course, I don't have Mikiri counter for this run. So, like, whenever he thrusts, I can't, instead of doing the Mikiri counter, I'll either, like, strafe around it, which I think you saw me do, like, I walked around his like, slow charging thrust. And then for other thrusts, I'll just deflect it, since that's always an option. Here, yeah, I think all this pathing is the same as in all memories. There is another little skip you can do here to just get right to the end of the bridge without aggroing any enemies. But yeah, again, it's fine to just run through them. So I do, since yeah, I like the intended pathing when I can do it. Remembering to grab the key here and just making our way over to Juzou 1. But yeah, like I said, the previous run, the previous day, I got to the final boss and then got hit. But the very next day, on the very next attempt, I like got all the way through and got the run straight away. So that was actually like really nice, and a good ego boost, because it just means that I ended up getting this run like not because of like an accident or luck or anything. It's because I've become like very, very consistent at this. Like so consistent that I more or less got this run like twice in a row, just with the one hit on the final boss. Cause like yeah, like this run, of course it's extremely difficult, but like it's difficult because of like all of the skill checks in it. Like there isn't like any like randomness or like RNG involved. I mean, of course there's like what the bosses do is like RNG, but the way you deal with it is consistent each time. Yeah, and here you saw me do like quite a different path through there than in All Memories. Since I can't take fire damage just running through there, so I have to come up with a different way to avoid the fire, and that's what I came up with. There are a couple ways to do it that might be faster, but the way I came up with is very like consistent. It has like the same setup each time, with like waiting for the guy and like waiting for him to look away at the end, so that I can run on through without any chance of him seeing me. And here, I think all this is the same as in All Memories. Just baiting Juzou away from the others, and then getting the stealth death blow here. Oh yeah, one of the things I changed is how I fight Juzou. I generally stay closer, because before, yeah, I would try to always outspace the quick stomp that he does. But yeah, you see me there, like I'm able to deflect it now. And you can even like counter slash it, right? Like you deflect the little stomp, you can like counter slash it, and then still have time to deflect the shove that comes after the little stomp. Which is pretty fun to do. Lots of little punishes I do. And you see me going for R1s in between his vertical slams there. And I do that because R1s give you more they give you more posture damage than thrust attacks. Which most people do. They just do the thrust attacks. But since I'm going for a posture kill anyway, it makes sense to go for more posture damage. And there, yeah, sometimes those guys like fully aggro when I run through like that, but a lot of the time they don't, and this time they didn't. Oh yeah, and then here we'll see. You see me going for more divine confetti here, because there are some enemies in this run where if you don't have divine confetti, it either takes an extremely long time to kill them, or they're just like insanely difficult otherwise. Or you have to do like certain like double death blow glitches to kill them with like basically without fighting them. And I don't want to do that. I'd rather just have like a nice fight with the bosses. So yeah, I chose to use divine confetti for this run. What is it? The alternate strats that people use without divine confetti, like they are cool and interesting. It's just not really what I want to do. I think the phase 1 on Lady Butterfly is largely the same. I think the only thing I changed is when she does the sweeps in phase 1, I don't go for head stomps anymore. They are like more, I think they are completely safe. It's just it can put you in some pretty difficult situations sometimes, where she'll like attack, but she won't be facing you, so then she'll like do weird follow-ups because like she didn't hit you with the previous attacks. Anyway, yeah, so we just like jump over the sweeps and just do R1s instead. Which only like slows the fight down like a tiny bit, but if it's for the sake of comfort and ease, I think it's a good trade-off. Yeah, and then there's you see her like she did the butterfly. The butterfly's right in front of us. And she did that because she didn't have like space to backstep. Normally she backsteps and then does that like butterfly combo. But yeah, when I notice that she doesn't have space to backstep, I'll like stop attacking and just either like backstep or just back up, or you know, otherwise try to create like a little bit of space. Because yeah, if you're right up against her and she does that, she can like instantly hit you with those like butterflies that spawn in. And yeah, we don't want to get hit like that, so rather just play it safe. But yeah, I think otherwise this fight is largely the same as in All Memories. You just slowly try to whittle her health down. Yeah, you see me there. She's up against, or she's up against a pillar, so I just back up instead of continuing to attack her. What is it? There are faster ways to deal with her in Phase 2. You know, you can like make her deflect and then strafe around her attacks, and then get more vitality damage with like dead angles and stuff. But this way is like very, very simple. Like I don't have to lock off. I don't have to like do tricky dead angles or anything like that. It's just very simple like that. Which is admittedly slower, but if you practice it enough, and I have practiced it enough, it becomes quite consistent. And in here, yeah, I'm trying to keep the summons that she does in one part of the arena over in the far corner, so that when I come back here to take cover from them when they turn into phantom butterflies, that since they're all coming from the same place, it makes it easier to. Well, it makes it so that like hiding behind the pillar is like more effective, since you know they're not gonna like come around the pillar. And then also in very rare cases, Lady Butterfly can try to attack you while the big mass of phantom butterflies is coming after you. And in those cases, like, you have to run away. And it's more consistent when you're running away to have like all the phantom butterflies coming from the same place instead of coming from all over. Yeah, and you can see her posture gets quite high. If I wanted to, I could just attack her. I could like stop attacking, or I could stop going for health damage, like when she gets to around 40% health, and then just go for posture damage. But just to make everything like even simpler again, I just go for vitality damage the whole time. Yeah, that was a pretty typical fight. I think did she do 3 summons there? I think she did. I already forgot. But yeah, usually she'll do 1 or 2 if you stay at least somewhat aggressive like that. But yeah, sometimes she does like 3, and she can even do more. Just it's all just dependent on RNG. But yeah, now that we have the extra attack power from her, these next bosses will be which is nice. And yeah, there we just run around the gunner so that he shoots not at us. You're gonna grapple here, and then here I think I'm checking something again on Twitch and also responding to Croaks there in chat. I think I'll get running in a sec here. But yeah, this wasn't like the cleanest run. There were like a couple like mistakes that I made, and I also had like a phone call later that took up about 9 minutes. So yeah, it was far from the fastest run I've ever had. I think my fastest run was around like 2 hours 42 minutes in game time, I think. Let me look through my notes here. No, looks like it was 246. Yeah, 246 in game time. And this run ended up being like a 2:59 in game time, 2 hours 59 minutes. Which with like a 9-minute phone call in the middle, like that's pretty good, honestly. Oh yeah, and since I don't have Makiri counter for that spear guy back there, I just wait for him to do his long charge attack. And then after that he has a long recovery, so I can run up and kill, or you know, just like hit him until he dies. Yeah, one thing that I've changed about fighting Bull is you'll see me like go in front of him here. Didn't work there, but you see me go in front of him here to bait this like quick headbutt that he does. And when he does that, he stops like running around, and then you can get him into the headshot loop like this. And I do that to make the fight faster. It's a slightly more advanced technique, and it makes the fight faster, which is good. Because I have to fight the Sakura Bull like really late in the run, and it's just nice to have something to speed up the fight like that. And here, yeah, I think I'm responding to chat, or maybe looking at more Twitch stuff. Any second now. Yeah, I think I was talking to Croaks or something there. Here, just waiting for the door to open, then I can run by. And then here, this next boss, Kuranosuke. I went through like a few different strats to set him up, and the one that I settled on, and the one that ended up being the most consistent, is killing that gunner with the backstab, and then running away. And then there's a nightjar that comes down to investigate after you aggro everybody down there. So you have to go around and kill him so he doesn't interfere later. Wait for all the enemies to de-aggro over there. Then you can run back and then go for a death blow on Kuranosuke. Then there, yeah, sometimes that gunner will try to do a melee attack, but it seems to always miss. There might be like extremely rare cases where you'll get hit by that. But yeah, you just run by and then come back into this corner, get on the other side of Kuranosuke to fight him into the corner, and then you can just, you know, fight him however you like. Like here you'll see, he keeps like trying to go for the posture recovery. Made the fight kind of ridiculous. But yeah, there you go. What is it? Yeah, I tried to do the generals, not like as early as possible, but you know, I try to like fit them in as early as is convenient. Because they have like a quick shove attack, and I guess that's it. Yeah, just like they have a quick shove attack that sometimes is quite hard to react to. I've gotten used to it over the past few months, but it took a long time to get used to it. And they're still like one of the more challenging bosses in the run. So yeah, it's nice to get them done with early. Same with the Ashina Elite Kuranosuke, no, not Kuranosuke, Jinsuke up here. And then here, if you fall on the far side of that hole in the ceiling, it seems like the enemies don't block you from getting this idol and resting. Although, like, I don't know, I don't know if it's 100%, because I've seen examples where you fall down on the far side, and even so, the enemies still block you from getting that. Here at the beginning, we just run past him and thrust behind him to get his health down to 80%, just so he doesn't regenerate as much posture. And then yeah, when he sidesteps, I just dash past him, because like when he sidesteps, he has the option to either do that like little hilt punch thing that's like super crazy fast and like unreactable, or he can do his like normal double slash. Then here, yeah, in phase 2, we do the same, get him down to 80% health. You can tell because the posture bar changes color. That's when he gets to 80%. And then yeah, deflecting his like quick double slash, it isn't that hard after enough practice. Like you still have to be very, very focused to react to it in time, and you know, you have to like click the button twice about as hard or about as fast as you can, or at least as fast as I can. But yeah, after enough practice, like that becomes pretty, it became pretty consistent, such that I can do it like, you know, more than half an hour into a run with not too much difficulty. Then here, yeah, this is the last of the generals, and yeah, you see I do them in the first little section of the run. Because I tried to route this boss order in such a way where I would get rid of stuff like as I ran past it, at least as much as was reasonable and convenient. Because I guess like a more optimal way to do it might be to like get as much attack power as possible, and then after you do that, run through like all of these areas again and like get all of the mini bosses. But I prefer to get rid of stuff as I run past it, just cause I don't know, it just feels nicer that way. Not needing to run through areas twice, and also I don't know, like I like having like decently long fights with bosses. Like if I come back with like high attack power and then like kill them like crazy quickly, I don't know, it's not very satisfying to me. But yeah, the last of the like Ashina Castle kind of bosses, it's coming up here. It's Shikibu, the 7 spear. Gotta kill the alert guy. You don't strictly have to kill this gunner. You could just like sneak past him, but I think it might be faster to kill him, because then when you run by him later, you don't have to stop at all. And then yeah, that last guy you legitimately do have to kill, because he spots you if you get too far out in the open. He'll like spot you from very far away and then interfere. Yeah, just take this path to get to Shikibu. Death blow him, and then I bring him back here just so I don't have to fight him on the stairs. Like, I'm able to do it, but of course, like, the stairs and all the elevation and stuff is, like, it makes the fight a bit more awkward. But yeah, there, you can just walk behind him to strafe that attack, and then yeah, also for that thrust, you can just, like, walk forward and then to the left. You can also walk forward and to the right, but to the left is a bit more comfy. At least like, psychologically. And yeah, I just like take the head stomps, do the deflects and stuff. For this one, you can like counter slash and get a vitality hit, so I just do that to interrupt the combo. But generally, I let the combos go until they conclude. Or, yeah, and then in short order the fight is over. But yeah, I had a lot of fun developing that kind of general strategy for the 7 spears. It's also pretty efficient because they really don't regenerate posture if you keep them going like that. Just like strafe the attacks that I strafe and then let the combos continue. And here, coming down to the Lone Shadow. Get a couple vitality hits and then start the parry loop. I think I did this in all memories as well, like you take the head stomps and then whatever he does after the head stomps then you can deal with. I also ended up learning like all of the Lone Shadow's like full move sets just in case. Well, not even just in case, like I mostly learned it for fun. But it did come in handy occasionally, like being able to save bad situations where I made a mistake. And then here we kill these geckos because I never had it happen to me, but I've seen it happen in like clips where if you fight the Shichimen, like the geckos can come down and like kind of get in the way. So I just kill them to avoid that. And then you saw me do 2 thrusts at the beginning, and that's because the first move that they do is like this attack that causes like a terror aura around him. So like you can't stay close for long. But if you make him stagger before he gets the terror aura off, then you can start the fight close to him and don't have to wait around. And yeah, the basic idea is to just like get around him, attack him until he staggers, and then attack 3 more times, 3 more times. Stagger, and then hit him 3 more times, and then like you can just like walk strafe all of his attacks, or like both of his melee attacks. But for one of them, if you're in the wrong position relative to him, you need to like dash the attack as well. So I'll do that when necessary, and I'll also do it when it's like not necessary. It's like sometimes I just feel like dashing it, because it's only when I'm like really confident that I won't get hit. Is when I'll like walk strafe the fast attack. Oh yeah, and apparently that is not safe to just like swim by that gunner like that. You'll see it pop up in the chat here in a little bit. That if you want it to be safe, you have to like touch the land that the gunner is on, and then continue swimming. Yeah, he's saying he can totally hit you. I think I've taken that path since like my first Sekiro run, and I haven't gotten hit doing it, but yeah, seeing the shot get that close, it's definitely possible for that shot to be even closer and just straight up hit you. Then there I do a little speedrun technique to time the jump so that I don't have to wait on the elevator for the whole duration. Oh yeah, and then we're doing like early senpo here, and you get to see it in the morning, which is really nice. Because I think the lighting for Senpo Temple in the morning is the prettiest of all the times of day. So it's nice to see it, because in most runs that people do, they come here like at noon, and the lighting is a lot less striking. There. Yeah, that path is a bit different. I think it's faster than the path I took in All Memories. And also it like minimizes the time that the enemies are aggroed to you before you get away. So yeah, I like that path. Like that pathing change that I did. And then for this bit, I also changed from All Memories a bit to make it faster. Because I think before I would kill all three of these little rat guys, but you only need to kill the first one, and then you can grapple straight up here, and then you can skip this guy, just like jump past him. And yeah, that's faster than killing like all three of them. And it's just as safe since none of them aggro still. We're doing early armored warrior. Yeah, you see the thrust there. Instead of doing the Makiri counter, I just dash around it. Since this is, again, a no skills run. Then here, I back up. I back up before the last hit of the Berserk combo, because if you're too close for that, like he ends up hitting you with like his body after you deflect the last hit. So yeah, you see me there, like I dash when I don't have space. I dash the last hit instead of deflecting, just to avoid that hit. It's not considered a hit by Team Hitless, but to me it is a hit, because like it's an avoidable stagger from an enemy. It just like perfectly fits the definition of a hit, but I don't know, it was decided by vote a long time ago, and it's not likely to change, but I still consider it a hit personally. Then there, I think that like different path that I took there saves about half a second maybe, but it's a new little path that I made, so I like doing it. And here, coming into the Sen'un arena, if you come in and then look away from all the enemies like I did there, there's an enemy on like the middle beam that falls, and they always fall if you look away. And it makes clearing the other two enemies on the beams a lot comfier, since you can like sneak attack both of them. And then yeah, now there are two guys on the bottom here since one of them fell. And then yeah, just as soon as you see the little centipedes like throw anything, you just jump on them, or you jump after them, I guess. And then usually if you bait Sen'un to the back of the arena and then run away to the front here, usually he de-aggroes at this point. But yeah, sometimes he ends up getting close enough that he doesn't de-aggro, and then you have to go onto the roof to de-aggro him. And then since he gets deloaded, what is it? Yeah, since he gets deloaded when you go onto the roof, and then he loads back in, he re-aggroes right away, since like when you deload enemies, at least in some circumstances, like their aggro becomes kind of weird for a little bit. And then here I got a call from my mom, and I talked to her for about 9 minutes, so just yeah, just like skip like 9 or 10 minutes ahead here, yeah, to about like an hour or maybe like 59 minutes into the video if you want to just yeah, skip over all of this like pause screen. And I think yeah, I think I'll also stop talking and I'll just come back when the gameplay resumes. All right, so I'll see you over there. Okay. I think another minute or two. Yeah, it was kind of funny. The run before this, the one that got to the final boss, it was pretty clean. It was a lot faster than this one, but yeah, the one that ended up being the run was had some mishaps like this. Well, I mean, you know, just some time losses is what I'm saying. Okay, there's the mouse cursor coming back, so few seconds it should be. Be coming back. I guess it was 10 minutes then, huh? Okay, now we're coming back. You know, my strats for phase 2 Centipede are like they're kinda weird. I don't take the first head stomp after he does the quickie. You can see him there. He does the quickie, and then I don't take the head stomp. I take the second one, cause like before the second one he like backs up a lot, so it's a lot easier to manage like the space and stuff if you only take the second one. And yeah, I changed that strat for Centipede Phase 2 after... what is it? I think there was a day where I got hit by like having a late deflect on the third hit of the quickie in Phase 2. And so like after that I just like experimented with trying to see the quickie more often. And yeah, I just stumbled upon that alternate strat. And it looks kinda crazy and messy, but I don't know. Once you do it for a little bit, it becomes pretty tame. The only bad thing about it is that the boss regens a bit of posture. Regens a bit of posture each time. So if you're doing like a really low damage run, it's not good for that. But if you have like relatively high damage like I do here, it's a perfectly fine strat. And then yeah, after all of that clearing out and like preparing earlier mini bosses, then we start to fight Castle Genny here. I think this fight is largely the same. I don't have Makiri counter, so I have to do a couple like alternate things. But yeah, the thing where I like under punish the end of the floating passage like that, just in case he backsteps and does the quad arrows is still there. But yeah, every time he jumps, I'll strafe it, at least in phase 1, since if he does the thrust, like I get like no advantage from it. Since like the posture damage with just deflecting the thrust is pretty low. And yeah, just like for on Geni 1, on Geni 2 I'll like dodge a bit more attacks to try to get him down to 80% health more quickly, and then yeah, now that he's at 80% I'll switch like fully deflecting him. And yeah, in phase 2 if I remember, I'll start to deflect the jump attack, because if he follows up with a sweep, then it gives me a lot of posture damage. He didn't end up doing it this time, but if he did do a sweep, then it would be worth it. But yeah, if he chooses to do the thrust, then it's not worth it. Oh yeah, the one neat thing you can do is you can just like walk behind him at the start there, if you don't have Makiri counter. But yeah, when he like runs up against a wall like that, it's kind of awkward to get that head stomp, so missed it there. And then there, yeah, I really like the strat where you crouch underneath his lightning arrow. Because like the attack animation for like attacking from a crouch, and then the follow up from that, it makes it so that you can like knock him out. Like knock him out of the air, and then when he tumbles down, you can like immediately hit him again, which is nice. But yeah, that was a pretty good Geni fight. The phase 3 was a little bit awkward because he ran up against the wall and the door, as you saw. Yeah, here we just go through a bit of dialogue to advance the story. Oh yeah, and there was like a little bit of time save that I missed out on here. I'll point it out when it happens. But yeah, there was like a number of like time saving strats that I messed up on in this run. Just cause yeah. Like, yeah, you're supposed to talk to him immediately again right there, and then sit down, so that he can like walk to his next spot while you're sitting down and upgrading your attack power and stuff. But yeah, I forgot to do that. So now we have to wait for him to walk all the way over there. Riveting. I don't know, it wasn't so bad. Like, the talking is pretty short anyway, and it's kind of nice to have, like, a small, like, little rest for your mind. Because, like, anybody who runs, like, Mortal Journey will tell you that since there are like no running sections and it's just like continuous boss fights, it can be very, very fatiguing on your mental. So yeah, I don't mind like having a little bit of a lull. a lull in the action there. And then we port back, get the Gunfort Shrine Key, and yeah, I deliberately port back because it seems like there's some weird like oddities that happen if you don't like force a loading screen after changing the time of day with Geni. Like there are certain like AI breaks that happen. Like Shirafuji will like continually kick instead of like, you know, having her normal moveset. That can happen, and it seems like it's caused by not having a loading screen in a long time. So yeah, just force a loading screen there. Run by here, I do pretty much all this the same as in All Memories, although there's a little bit that I changed up ahead. You can grapple to this branch and then immediately sprint jump off to the side here and then sneak, and you can sneak until this little fire on the side there and then start sprinting. The gunners don't notice, which is nice. And yeah, and then one thing I changed there, like you'll notice I run a bit more on the left there before that second grapple. And supposedly that reduces the chance of the gunners hitting you from, like, the gunners that are far away from hitting you. And then here, I changed the way I fight Shirafuji and the other Snake Eyes. Because there was one day, I think maybe like a month and a half ago or something, this other runner named Victor, he asked me why I was fighting the Snake Eyes like the normal way, which is just the parry loop, which is... It's quite effective, but it's also very boring. And I didn't really have like a good answer for why I was fighting her, just like the normal, sort of boring way. So I tried doing like extra R1s to try to make her deflect sometimes, and it only adds like I think 2 extra moves, like one where she kicks and then one where she just shoots right away. And it ended up being like a lot more fun just seeing like I think around like 5 moves instead of just 3 moves from her. So yeah, that was nice, and also since you're like buffering more R1s after each deflect, you can end up like hitting her twice during her wind up for the grab instead of just once, which is cool. And here, yeah, everything's just the same as in All Memories. Get the death cam grapple there. That's quite lenient. And we wait a while for all the gunners to de-aggro. I do have a guide for sword-only Gunfort on my channel if you ever want like an in-depth explanation as to like how this all works. It's not, there were a couple things I changed like that I do differently now, but the guide itself is still largely correct. Or like it's not wrong, it's just there are a couple things I changed for speed. Such as like here I go like an extra shimmy to the left so that that extra gunner doesn't see me. And then up here, instead of killing this gunner, I go off to the side here. And you can like hop up here and then crouch and then sneak right up to this shotgunner right there and then just run past and just have like no danger at all, which is nice. And here, yeah, just fighting Centipede. Yeah, a lot of people will just like spam deflect as fast as they can when they're fighting Centipede, but I find it's easier just to press like exactly as many times as is needed. And yeah, you see me dash up to him there, like because when you jump backwards for the head stomps, you get quite far away. And you want to be close when he starts the long combo. So I just dash forward to make that easier. And then here I take the bridge, because when you take the bridge like that, you don't take fall damage, and since this is a no damage run, that's good. And yeah, as soon as you see the red kanji symbol on the bridge, you can jump. You don't have to wait for the snake to break the bridge. And here, resting at this idol. And yeah, I found that, yeah, if you do a neutral jump there and then a double jump, vertical double jump, you can immediately grapple to the next point. Which is like a little bit faster than like jumping again when you land at the intermediate level there. But also you're not, it's safer than the other strat where you like jump on the side and get like a horizontal double jump, or I think it also works with a vertical double jump actually. But yeah, you're never like exposing yourself to falling a long distance that way. And then yeah, instead of like jumping out of the way of the big snake, if you hold the grab button as you're running off the ledge, you don't get stuck on the ledge, so like you fall off immediately, which I think is easier than jumping, since you don't really have to like time it. What is it? If you don't like claw or like have extra buttons, it can be like awkward or difficult to hold sprint and grab at the same time. But I press down on my space bar on my keyboard since I stand to play, so it's pretty easy. And then here, yeah, the basic way I fight is I deflect, and then I do two R1s instead of one, and then after the grab I do 3 instead of 2. And sometimes she blocks 2, sometimes she'll block 1 and then take a vitality hit on 1 if she starts the grab up right away. And in general, it's just a more engaging and fun way to fight her. And here the same thing, yeah, I messed it up there, like I was supposed to do a start with a neutral jump, but I did a forward jump. It might actually work with the forward jump, but I haven't like tried that very much. And here, yeah, just take more or less the most direct path. I think in like very rare cases, the monkeys can shoot you, but I think they might be able to hit you. I don't know. It never happened to me. But you can like kill some of the monkeys if you're concerned about it. And then here, I think I have my Ape Phase 1 like optimized to a very high degree. And yeah, as before, I don't like stagger looping Ape Phase 1. So I just fight him for the whole way. Like it's way more fun And it also means like I basically like never need to practice Ape. Since I end up fighting him so much, I maintain like a high level of consistency with him. Yeah, and you'll see for like the last stagger, I do 2 R1s and then a thrust instead of just 2 thrusts, because it's more damage if you do 2 R1s and a thrust anyway. And yeah, and you can't go if you're on the second or what is it? After the second hit of your combo, you can't go straight into a thrust. So that's why you see me blocking and then thrusting there. It's just to cancel my own combo, so I can go straight into the thrust. You see it there. I do 2 hits and then cancel the combo with a thrust, and then or cancel the combo with a block and then I thrust. You could also crouch, but I think it's faster to just do a quick block. There's phase 1. What is it? I also have a guide for how to fight Ape phase 1 on my channel. I don't know if it's public or not. But yeah, you can find it on the Team Headless Discord in any case. It's kind of outdated, but it's still mostly useful, just as a quick explainer. Oh yeah, and I see like everybody, they like, for that dive attack that he does in phase 2, they like run behind him and then like do a single thrust. But like that's way less worth it than just like staying in front, doing an R1 and then jumping and then doing some more R1s. And like it's just as safe. Like I've never been hit doing it. You just have to like remember to jump, just in case you end up like getting caught in the hitbox. And yeah, you'll see me locking off for every time that I run away from the screen. And it's just because if I lock off and like look where I'm going, it doesn't. That means I'll never like accidentally run into a tree, which is very, very rare, but it does happen like every like once in a blue moon. You can like run into a tree and then that stops you from getting away from the scream in time. Yeah, just R1, jump R1s, and then another ground R1 for the dive attack. Perfectly safe. And it's way more optimal than just doing a single poke at his back. And yeah, we've already cleared out Shirahagi, because if you kill Ape and then do Shirahagi, like the area around her is like way more difficult to deal with, because of the normal gunners turn into like cannoneers, and yeah, it's just more annoying to deal with. So yeah, we kill Shirahagi beforehand so that we can run straight into Ape Duo. And yeah, I like doing Ape and Ape Duo early just because they're the most difficult of the options that you can do, because you can either do like Ape, Monk, or Monkeys, and like they're perfectly fine to do Ape and Ape Duo. Like they're perfectly consistent fights, but they are the most difficult of them, so I like doing them early. And also, like, Ape Duo is like sort of like a bonus boss, so you end up getting more attack power. And then you saw me there, I just kept attacking when he was trying to scream. And that's because, what is it? It takes 8 R1s to stagger White Ape during Ape Duo. And I do 4 hits at the beginning, so it only takes like 4 hits to stagger him. So it's really easy to count and make sure that you'll stagger him. So I was willing to go for that. And then yeah, I have no idea why she did that there. Because when White Ape screams, the brown ape is supposed to, you know, do like her big combo. But she ended up just doing a single smack instead, which, yeah, maybe it must have been like a cued attack from earlier that I just missed, but yeah, I wasn't expecting it. And my preferred method for like staggering her is to deflect the first 2 hits of her combo and then dash to her side, strafe the next hits, and then do an R1, and then, yeah, I could just explain it as it happens here. Just deflect 2, dash to the side, walk, R1, and then when she is done with the last hit, you can start doing the thrusts. You can go for the fifth thrust at the end there. Then here, I like staying close when he does the big leap sweep, or like the big jump sweep. Because if you stay close, most of the time Brown Ape will just do her like little drag attack, which is really easy to outspace, and then you can punish White a little bit when he does the big slam follow up to the jump sweep. And then yeah, you'll see it here. Yeah, just trigger her thing. Yeah, she was far away, so I thought it would be better to like since she was far away, she ended up doing her attack a lot later, so I thought it was best to just leave it alone with the White Ape. Okay, and then now that White Ape is alone, we can kill him. What is it? You are able to punish White when Brown is still out. And there was one instance where I was able to kill White without killing Brown first, just because of like the RNG he gave me. Like if he never screams and just like keeps doing punishable attacks when they're both out, it is possible to kill White without killing Brown first, even on sword only. And those head stomps might look a little tricky to get when he does like the sweep there, but if you practice it for a while, just jumping forward right, or a lot of the time even just jumping forward, you'll get the head stomp. And then here we get the little delayed jump, which is always nice because you can grapple straight there without landing. Feels good. So yeah, that was like one that was one speedrun trick that I did get in this run, but there were a bunch of them that I missed. Then here we just take this path because it's faster for sword only since you're not picking up anything. And here, if you just jump and then grapple there and then hold a right in the air, the monkeys don't spot you, so you can start setting up Tokujiro right away. And yeah, I should mention for a lot of these like arena clears and like boss setups, they were either like directly copied from or like based on the way Silsex does these strats. And like he's doing like the same run, except he's doing like true sword only without confetti. And he's also doing it at AP1, so like no attack power upgrades. So like yeah, a lot of his strats were applicable to my run, and him doing that run was a big inspiration that helped me like know that this run was possible. So yeah, that was a big inspiration. And yeah, like I was saying before, I like clearing out bosses like as I pass by them. So like we're killing Tokujiro like right away here. The first time I come through this area. And yeah, his arena is like on a hill, which is kind of weird with the camera and stuff, but it's pretty manageable if you practice it for a while. A couple deflect timings are slightly different if you're uphill from him, but in general it's not like a huge deal. And with our attack power, he dies pretty quickly since we have like 2 extra attack power from Lady Butterfly and the Ape Duo. And then from there we can just take the take this path to Mist Noble. Oh yeah, one little optimization I made is like you can like jump straight here from that branch. You don't need to go around the whole branch or like the whole tree. So yeah, I just like taking the backstab death blow on Mist Noble because what is it? The aerial death blow is like it's easy to get, but like it's also pretty easy to screw up. So I'd rather just take the thing that's easier and works like every single time without any trouble. And then in Mibu Village, you can just run through the whole thing. Up here, there's like a slight strat that I do. You come down to the water, and then you swim underneath the bridge, and then come up here. And then this way, like, no extra enemies aggro, so you don't have to like rest here or anything. You can just go straight to your next destination without resting. Oh yeah, and then here we make a little detour to fight Akko. Because yeah, I like fighting stuff on the way, but for some bosses it's just not practical. Because then, like if I did this if I did Akko as soon as I passed by, I'd have to do him at AP1 with only one confetti. But now we have 4 confetti. I'll only use 2 confetti on him, but yeah. And we have some more attack power, so the fight is a bit more manageable. What is it? The Headlesses are they're quite intimidating to new players, and they do take like a long time to learn how to deflect how to deflect consistently. But yeah, if you practice it enough, like they do become very consistent. Like after a certain point, like it became just like deflecting any other boss. It was like very, very consistent, and I had a lot of confidence going into it. And yeah, on the first phase, you saw me like switch from deflecting to we call it like Borpa spinning them, or like dead angling them, where you stay at their back and just like continually hit them, because they can only attack you when they're at least facing you somewhat. And I do that because like every time he teleports, he like wastes a bit of time, and the time I have to use the Divine Confetti is limited. It's 60 seconds per use of the Divine Confetti. So like if the RNG is such that he teleports a lot, he can waste enough time where the Divine Confetti will run out, and you won't be able to deflect his attacks anymore, at least like not without taking damage. So just for safety, if he deflects twice, or if he teleports twice, then I switch to Borpa spinning him. And yeah, there I teleported to the wrong location, so I had to teleport again there. And for Akko, like I could really change it to like Borpa spinning him after three or maybe even like 4 teleports. But yeah, just for the sake of consistency, for like all of the Headlesses, I just say 2 teleports. Then here, yeah, we just full deflect Orin, because it's the most fun way to fight her, in my opinion, and it's very consistent after a while. You'll see me like constantly walking to the side here, and that's so that I never get turny memes, where you're in the middle of the turning animation, and when you're in that animation you can't do anything. Like the game will just ignore your inputs and stuff. And also, like when she does her like quick charge attack, it's easier to see when you're walking sideways, because then the center of the screen is not covered by you so much, so it's easier to see. See if she does the quick charge again. Yeah, like you see when she charges up really quickly. Like since I'm not at the center of the screen, it's easier to see her. Makes reacting to that a lot more comfy. Yeah, I think you can see it clearly by now. What is it? I will mention that she does have one like little combo where she like hits you quickly 3 times, and that one is like inconsistent to deflect all 3 attacks. So that's when you'll see me like deflect one attack, or like I'll deflect the attack that comes before the triple, and then I'll counter slash on that attack, which cancels the triple, since she doesn't have hyper armor and she'll block it. Then here you'll see me, I'm trying to get Monk's health down to 80%, and then I switch to doing like slashes instead of thrusts. And here I'm just trying to get her down to 60% health now. since she regenerates health, or she regenerates posture like crazy, even at 80% health. So like just in case she is like uncooperative, I just get her down to 60%. At least on days when I feel like it. Sometimes I'll just get her down to 80% and then just deflect her, because it's not like a huge deal fighting her at 80% or 60% health. It's just a little bit nicer if she's uncooperative to fight her at 60% health. Yeah, you'll see I'm not like going after her like as aggressively as I could, since next to the walls or like the edges of the arena here there are some like little lanterns that are kind of annoying to deal with, because if you walk on them it's possible to like fall off of them, and then while you're falling you can't deflect or anything, since this is a no skills run. And yeah, I didn't lose a run to that one time, but like it did hit me once where I was on a lantern, I walked off the lantern, and then she hit me while I was falling when I couldn't do anything. So yeah, I just stay away from those nowadays. Yeah, here we just pick up the shelter stone and then port back. And then we go to monkeys right away, which is really nice because I picked up the idol right in front of the monkeys earlier, so there's no walking. There's basically no walking I need to do. I can go straight there after monk. And then here, this is a slightly new strat. This is what Ramon came up with during the summer for the Sekiro bounty that Team Headless did. You just wait back there for the orange monkey to de-aggro, and then come up here, which is faster than running up first and then de-aggroing. Then here, if you grapple early for the second grapple there, you can like hit the green monkey with your like flying body hitbox and knock it down. There, get the fast grapple all the way, which is nice. And yeah, that's a relatively quick and easy way to deal with the monkeys for sword only. And then here I do have enough confetti to fight Gachiin Headless right away, but I did forget to pick up more divine confetti before monk, so I'm gonna do that right now. I'm supposed to pick it up right before fighting monk, but yeah, I forgot. So we're just doing that now. Because like I only need 2 confetti to fight Gachiin, but I mean I'm gonna have to pick this up eventually, so I might as well do it now. Then I accidentally use one of the divine confetti. It didn't affect the run at all, because like I end up with an extra at the end anyway, so it's not a big deal. But yeah, it's just part of the general like scuffed nature of this run. Yeah, now I picked up the extra confetti. Now we can go fight Gachiin. And then here, killing this chicken is really not necessary. But just for like absolute assurance that like none of the chickens are gonna come down and interrupt this fight, I kill that chicken. And here, I buff at the top of the sprint, or like, you know, above up here, and then come down. You can do a single R1, which is safe. And then he like chose to idle again, so I did another R1. And you saw him, he did one teleport there. So we keep that in mind. And then, yeah, he did a second teleport right away. And I think I went into Borpa Spin here. Yeah, I do. So yeah, if you just like stay behind him, he won't attack you. I chose to just go back into deflecting. I could have continued the Borpa Spin, but yeah. The Borpa Spin stuff, it's more of like a really extremely cautious, like it's part of a very cautious mindset. Like if I skip doing it a bit, it's not a big deal. As long as I don't run out of Divine Confetti. Let's see, I think this was the first teleport in this phase, yeah. That was the second teleport, and then yeah, we go into Borpa Spin here, just to make sure we don't run out of confetti. Oh yeah, and you'll see me do like a head stomp on them before I death blow them sometimes, and that's because if you like break their posture with an R1 and then just like spam R1 at them afterward, it's possible for you to miss the death blow. And just to like negate the chance of that ever happening, I just do I just like head stomp them and then do the aerial death blow there, just so I never have to think about it or worry about missing the death blow ever. And then here we ported back to Hidden Forest, and then we like fully kill the Headless Ape there. And then from there, we can just go back to, or we can go to the abandoned dungeon to continue the story. Okay, because yeah, you have to eventually fully kill the Headless Ape with the Mortal Blade, and we only gained the Mortal Blade after monkeys, so just do it now for convenience. Here, we let that guy aggro to someone else, and then just run past. Go in the water, swim around. Come up here, and then as soon as that Lone Shadow grabs his sword, you can run up. And then here, there's a speedrun trick you can do where you like walk and then jump, and then you get that grapple up there. But yeah, I missed that trick. I practiced it for so long, dude, and then yeah, I missed it on the run, which sucks. But I mean, it's not a huge deal. It's just a few seconds extra that's wasted. Okay. Just come up here, talk to Owl, select the bottom option to continue the story. Then here, I think my Owl fight is largely the same. Although I think, yeah, I don't think I did this in all memories. Like at the start of the fight, I like dash his attacks and like loop him for a little bit to get his health down. But then after he hits 80% health, then I start just fully deflecting him. And yeah, I do the looping at the beginning just to make the fight a bit faster, since he regenerates a lot of posture before he hits 80% health. And just to get his health down quickly, I loop him. And then yeah, for those like shurikens, you can just walk left while locked on to strafe them at that distance. You can also unlock and then you're able to walk right. And then you can also like strafe them walking right if you're far away enough while locked on, but that's kind of inconvenient, and I'd rather just deflect at that point. Okay, so there's 80% health with the posture bar changing. And yeah, as with all memories, when he does the kick in phase 2, I just dash it so that he doesn't throw the poison out onto the arena. And yeah, I know the anti-heal bomb is not a hit, but I still don't like getting hit by it. And I think at the end here, I did like miss, like I'm supposed to dash that kick, but I accidentally deflected it, which made him throw the poison out. It just makes the fight a little bit longer since he got the posture recovery off. But yeah, it's just like a couple extra seconds of fighting him, so it's not a huge deal. And there you go. So yeah, not a perfect fight, but it was good enough. And then here we'll start quite a long section of talking and managing quest lines and stuff. I think it lasts about like 3 minutes or so of just talking to people. Oh yeah, I guess I could mention that if you turn off subtitles, you can spam through the dialogue faster, and then you can also do certain like dialogue skips and stuff like that. But I'm not like purely dedicated to speed, so I'm okay with being a little bit slower here. And also, if you have the subtitles, it's a bit easier to follow like where you are in the dialogue, and you can get like hints on what step to take next, instead of just memorizing every single step to do. I guess while the dialogue is happening, I could talk about the PS5 controller. Ugh, it feels pretty good. Feels pretty nice. The bumpers they're a little bit harder to press than on the PS4, but it's like it's not a big deal. Like they're perfectly fine for deflecting things in Sekiro. Like of course, like I wouldn't don't think I'd get this run otherwise. Alright, then Emma moves. Oh no, we have to talk to her one more time. And then at the next rest, she'll move to the grave. Grave's down there. Okay. Now we have to go back here to the dilapidated temple, finish this quest to get the, I think it's the Father's Bell Charm is called. Do a bit of eavesdropping. Oh yeah, the reason we're talking to the sculptor here is because in order for the next boss to spawn in, the Depths Shichimen, we need to install the finger whistle prosthetic. And then and then the boss will be able to spawn in. And yeah, we fight him here because this is the first point where we have the Headless Ape fully killed, and then we also have the finger whistle installed. I could like do this boss like a little bit earlier, but like this is like the first convenient point to do it, since I have to come here to the dilapidated temple anyway in order to do that quest for the Father's Bell Charm. So this is just a convenient place to do this boss. I could do him after fighting Owl Father for like more attack power, but I don't know. For some reason I just like doing this boss a little bit earlier. And yeah, as with the other Shichimen, you do 2 thrusts at the beginning to cancel him out of his aura attack. And then yeah, you can see here I'm like walk strafing more of his attacks. And walk strafing is like preferred because like when you're just walking you have more control over your movement, whereas when you're dashing you still have pretty good control, but like since the game forces you to move faster, it can be harder to control. And you need that control because you saw at certain points at the start of the fight that some of these terror balls can get quite close, and yeah, you need to be able to control your character well to avoid them. And yeah, once he's dead, we can come back to the dilapidated temple to what's it called? Do Hirata 2 with Owl Father. Alright, and then at the start here, we fight the man with the golden voice, Masanaga. And then for him, I like fully do the parry loop without taking like any head stomps or anything, because for him, if he gets out of the parry loop, he likes to like attempt to call his dogs a lot, which like it's fine to deal with, but if he like backs up and like gets out of this little courtyard area and then next to the other enemies near here, then it starts to be really hard to manage, because like, you know, the enemies could aggro, and then that's like basically like reset the area territory, just because like you're not going to be able to deal with those enemies at the same time as you're killing this boss. Yeah, just for safety, we do the full parry loop so he doesn't have any opportunity to get away. And once he's dead, we go up and around. What is it? You can run straight through there from where Masanaga is, but it's more comfy and safe to come down to the well first. Just kill that guy real quick, and then come around to sneak this way. And yeah, the vast majority of the time, when you come up the well like that, nobody aggroes to you. Then here, we're looking at the top, waiting for the Lone Shadow to turn around. I guess I could get to the ledge hang immediately and then come up, but yeah, either way is fine. Like waiting for him to turn around and then doing the ledge grab, or doing the ledge grab and then waiting for him to turn around. And then here is, I do this a little bit different than in the All Memories run. I only kill one archer and then come back here, because if you try to run past the Lone Shadow and kill the second archer, it's possible. It's very unlikely, but it's possible for the Lone Shadow to frame trap you while you're death blowing the or like just after you death blow the second archer. But if you only kill one archer and run away really quickly, then that doesn't happen. So it's safer. And I never had that happen to me, but I saw a clip of it happening to somebody else, and I just wanted to be safe about it. So yeah, as before, I don't know if I did this in the All Memories run. I think I did, where you go back in that hut or in that house to deload the enemies, and then you can come back out and sneak attack the Lone Shadow. And then here, like the limits of the second archer's like vision, they're like at the stones in the ground here, so I'm trying to bring back Juzou just to have less danger of the archer seeing me. And then here I do the attack strafe on Juzou. It's really quite easy to do, but yeah, I don't do it like every time, just because sometimes for whatever reason, I just feel like being more comfy about it. Then here he's doing the big shove, so you can just dash behind him for the big shove. Yeah, like there, like I could have easily done the attack strafe, but it's also like just as valid to dash around him. And then here we can just run around past the second archer, and yeah, you never actually have to kill him. Then here I'm turning my camera speed up to 9 before fighting Owlfather. Because in Owlfather Phase 2, it's nice to have a higher camera speed, so that you can like track his owl form more easily. Here, just deathblow this Shinobi Hunter monk guy. Then we're heading off to Owlfather, and then as with the All Memories run, we're gonna let Owlfather talk. So I'll shut myself up before that happens. Let you hear that. Well, I think, yeah, okay. Now it's happening. Okay, and then as with Great Shinobi Owl, at the beginning of each phase of Owlfather, we'll just loop him a bit to get his health down more quickly. Although he was very unruly in phase 1, so it ended up being like a very long phase. But yeah, we just dash behind and then get some more vitality hits that way. Oh yeah, one of the other runners I know named Garacho. He like counted the number of deflects and dodges I do for each boss, and Owlfather Phase 1 ended up being like 55 deflects because I don't know, he just like kept being like unruly, and you know, like yeah, he'd get up in this corner here and then just kind of like waste more time. So like the phases ended up being like very long. But yeah, you might notice that I don't make Allfather deflect anymore. I just make him block usually. And then I just let him like counterattack, because oftentimes he'll quickly follow up with a head stomp, and then when he head stomps I get a lot of posture damage, which is nice. Although of course this is like all dependent on RNG. It's also possible for him to like try to jump away a lot, and in that case it wastes a lot of time. So like it's not as efficient to just make him block as it is to make him deflect, but I sometimes like I don't go for like the absolutely most efficient way to fight a boss. I'll go for something that feels better rather than something that's more efficient. Because yeah, in general, I don't like making bosses deflect. And like the only reason I did it before on Allfather is because I like thought that if you didn't make him deflect, then he would be like really passive. And he is really passive if you don't attack him. But if you just make him block, he'll be just about as passive as if you make him deflect. But yeah, I just never like explored that really when I was like learning how to fight him a long time ago, and until like, I don't know, maybe like a month ago I learned that if you just make him block, then he'll be fairly aggressive, and the fight is pretty decent. Oh yeah, of course you'll notice that I'm deflecting the Shadow Rush instead of doing the Mikiri counter now that I don't have the Mikiri counter available. And it's actually really cool to deflect it, because then he does like that big follow up with going up in the air and spinning and stuff. It's very flashy, and I really like seeing it, and you know, like dealing with it. And there's the fight. Pretty decent. Yeah, like I said, phase 1 he was quite unruly, and the fight, or that phase went on for a long time. The second phase was pretty good, pretty fast. Now, yeah, we got him out of the way. And I think Allfather, yeah, he's definitely one of the harder fights in the run. Like when I'm fighting him, my like nerves spike up or like flare up a bit, and my heart starts beating faster. It's because like I know how to fight him very well, but even so, he's still a difficult fight. Like when he was in the corner in first phase and I did a wall jump instead of doing the head stomp, and my camera unlocked, like that could have been really bad, but luckily he didn't do like a instant attack or anything. But yeah, now that we have that extra attack power from Allfather, we come back to Ashina Castle and we'll do some boss cleanup here, or some mini boss cleanup rather. Starting with the Castle Masanaga over here by the Serpent Shrine. And yeah, there's like a jump that I do to avoid the dog's aggro, since there are a bunch of dogs around him. And it's normally like a really easy jump, and I think what happened is either the first jump was too early, or like the double jump input was too early. Cause yeah, like I didn't get the double jump there, and I aggroed the dogs, and I had to like run away here. And I actually like I've never dealt with this before. Like in hindsight, I should have come up with a I should have come up with a backup plan if the if the jump ever failed, because yeah, like running past those guys, I think that could have 100% gotten me hit. Like I think I got lucky there, which it's really not good to get lucky like 2 hours into a run like that. But yeah, I'm pretty sure this grave site here is safe to hide in until the enemies de-aggro. So I just waited until that yellow triangle disappeared. And then I went to this idol over there, or went to that idol over there. So yeah, this was another like pretty significant time loss. I think it took about like 2 minutes to come back to this idol and then go back to the original idol I started at. But yeah, I feel like I was very lucky there. Even though the spear guy got really close, he didn't hit me. But yeah, when I get there the second time, like you'll see like I've never messed that jump up before. Like that was the first time I ever messed up that jump. It's normally quite easy to get to avoid the dog's aggro. Coming down here, I use like some of the dead bodies on the ground as like a visual cue, and yeah, normally you get the double jump and then you can get on top of the roof here so the dogs don't notice. Yeah, one of them usually like yellow aggro's like that, but it doesn't full aggro and chase you, so it's fine. Then here, yeah, you can get the sneak attack on Masanaga. Yeah, and then he uses a Yashariku sugar there, so his health gets reduced a bit. And then we bring him back into this side area because it's like it's a nice open space to fight him in, and also the dogs will never come down. They'll never get in here because it's like fenced off. They can't get over the fencing or railing to get in here. So it's completely safe even if the dogs do aggro. Then there you see I took the head stomps and then dealt with the follow-ups he does. Then we're on our way to Gokan now. And then here we're waiting for the patrolling gunner to get far on the other side there. And then we'll jump down and then death blow the gunner. Yeah, wait for them to get past like a little marker in the snow and then yeah, grapple down. You don't have to kill the second gunner if you're not coming back this way. And then here you can jump across this gap very easily, but I decided to just take the wall hug just in case anything bad happens. Cuz like it's very easy to just jump across, but in like very rare cases, like it is possible to mess it up. So I'd rather just take the comfy, cozy option instead. And then here, yeah, we see even though we wasted a Divine Confetti earlier, we have just enough to fight Gokan here. And then I've never done that opening R1 before, but for some reason I just felt like doing it today. I have no idea if it's safe. It's probably safe, but yeah, that's the first time I've ever done that. I don't know why I did that. And yeah, I see him idle. Just you can hit him when he's idling. But yeah, you gotta be careful about that though, because like when he idles, like he'll be doing a walk. Like if he's just idling by like standing perfectly still, like that means he's about to attack you. But when he like idles and like walks a little bit, that means he's gonna be idling for a little bit, and it's safe to do 1R1. And then there, he did 2 teleports like right away, and then since this is so late in a run, I'm not taking any chances, so I like quickly go into Borpa Spin and then fully kill him that way. Yeah, you see one of the chatters there commenting on the Borpa Spin. And then you see him idling, like idle walking again. There you go. That's all of the land headless anyway. There's still one more, or there's still two more actually, underwater headlesses. But yeah, now we just port back to the last idol. And then we can quickly get down to the castle ogre. And yeah, here's the second ogre I was talking about. And the reason I made my ogre fight more systematic, it's cause like you have to fight this ogre really deep in the run. So you need to have like a very predictable, consistent way to fight ogre. And then yeah, this aerial death blow is really easy to get if you just do the ledge hang there and then fall down. And then 2 R1s to start with. Yeah, just like I stay in front, I do a certain number of attacks. And just stay in front as much as I can so that he attacks me at a predictable time. Yeah, because when you're like behind him and he's like turning around, like you have to like judge like when he's gonna attack you, because if you're fully behind him, like I think he can't attack you maybe. But yeah, it can be hard to judge. But if you're in front of him, like it's very easy to know that he's gonna attack you soon. But yeah, the fight's quickly over. We have a lot of attack power, so fights aren't too long. And then here we come up to our first underwater headless, and then this setup is really nice actually. Like you dive there, you do one dash underwater, and then you read if he does the hair or the sword attack. When he does the sword attack, you dash again. If he does the hair attack, you don't dash, you just keep swimming forward. But yeah, that's a very easy setup to do for this boss, because yeah, when you get close like this, then the fight becomes like very, very easy. What is it? Silsex was saying that like this setup is like he does a different setup in his run when he's like this deep, but I don't know, like this setup seems like so easy to do and like so consistent. I've done it so many times that I don't know, it seems just like the easiest, best way to do it. And yeah, I'll talk about how I fight the underwater headlesses during the next underwater headless there. But yeah, that setup is really easy. Very, very comfy. It makes me sad when other people like lose runs to setting up Ungo like a different way. Because there is like a second setup that's pretty common where you start from a lot further away, so you have to do like 3 or 4 dashes to get to him instead of just 1 or 2. But yeah. And then now with all of those bosses cleared out from the castle, we can continue on to True Monk, because yeah, I like clearing out areas before moving on to the next area, at least, you know, when it's convenient. Well, I guess there's still one boss left in the castle, but we'll get to him afterward. And here you can do the deflect opening on True Monk here. You could do 8 R1s, is pretty comfy at the beginning. And then I dash 1 attack and do a 9th R1 to get her down to 80% vitality. She doesn't regenerate posture very much, but like since I'm so close to getting that 80%, I thought I might as well get her down to 80% with dashing 1 attack. And then yeah, you can just loop her against the wall here. She can get out of it by like doing the hilt bash headbutt kind of thing, or it's not, I don't know, it looks like a headbutt, but apparently it's a hilt bash. Yeah, like that. Like she can get out of it like doing that, but she can also stay in the loop for a long time as well. And here we come back, grapple up to get the free phase 2 death blow. Although I did miss it on the run before this, the one that got to the last boss. I missed the phase 2 free death blow, and I had to fight phase 2, which I know how to do, and like I know how to avoid her like clone attack when she does it. So it was fine, but yeah, it was a little annoying missing that. It's just because like I didn't grapple to the right place in the right time. And then yeah, in phase 3, it's very easy to just loop her. It's also possible to like fight her without the loop, but it's mostly just really awkward, and it's very common for her to like get herself back into the loop anyway, so I don't know. Most of the time I just keep her in the loop. If she like wants to get herself out of the loop, then like I let her do that, because like when she does 2 attacks, like two melee attacks and then like a sweep, it's safe to head stomp, but yeah, there were no safe head stomps in that fight, so I didn't take them. Or at least maybe there were, but if I did take them, she kept the loop going afterwards. Because yeah, like she's just like totally RNG whether she wants to stay in the loop or not. Like if you take the head stomps, it's RNG. Like it's not RNG to like keep her in the loop if you do everything correctly without taking head stomps, but yeah, anyway. So yeah, with her out of the way, we can get into the Fountainhead Palace properly. Here we're just doing the same Mibu Manor strat that I did in the All Memories run. So you can just run through here, posture break that noble, and then come around, death blow this noble, and then you want to run at the door for cover. Like you don't want to run straight at the second noble there. Like you want to take a little bit of cover, but then yeah, just come around, death blow the second one, and then we're through. It looks a little scary, but it's really manageable if you give it some time. Here we're baiting the quick headbutts from the Sakura Bull to try to make the fight at least somewhat fast. Yeah, and pretty quickly just end up killing him. Oh yeah, there are a couple enemies that pass by that back wall. That's on camera now. That back wall, and it's actually possible for the bull to like attack enemies through that wall and like kill them, and you'll get the XP for it. That happened a lot when I was running this run, but it didn't happen today. And then here, yeah, we pick up the last of our Divine Confetti. If I didn't waste that Divine Confetti earlier, I technically could finish this without picking up this last Divine Confetti, but yeah, it's here just in case, and it also just gives me some extra just in case anything happens on the last Shichimen. Then here you can sprint jump past that that Okami warrior and then walk the rest of the way so the second Okami doesn't notice. Then here I'm supposed to jump down here first before I continue. Cause yeah, I like killing this Shichimen all the way instead of coming back later. It will be really awkward to come back later anyway, cause like we're so close to the end of the run. Like, yeah, coming back later just doesn't make a lot of sense. But yeah, I figured out this like cool little kind of cheese trick here. You can like wait up there for these dogs to notice you, and then you can jump behind them. You can jump behind them when they look that way. And then even if you don't kill them right away, like if you have like low attack power or you just like miss or something, the only attacks that they can do when you're on that like slightly elevated ground is like the only thing they can do is like shoot lightning at you, which is easy to dodge if you practice it a little, but they can't do any melee attacks against you. And then here, since we like there's like a weird setup you have to do to like make the Shichimen warrior available for an aerial death blow like that. I'll explain it after, but yeah. We get that death blow and then we run over to the other side, and I only do 3 attacks to start with so that I can stagger him out of the aura attack. Like, because since we death blow him right away after he does his big laser after teleporting, the first thing he goes for is the aura attack, which we want to stagger him out of. But yeah, there's like a weird there are like weird setups you have to do to make the Shichimen warriors available for aerial death blows. But the way I set up the dogs and like kill them and stuff, it just so happens that like as I do that, it like sets up the conditions to make the Shichimen warrior available for an aerial death blow. Because you have to like aggro him and then de-aggro him and then like aggro him again, something like that. I don't know the exact process, but yeah, it's just sort of like a happy accident that setting up the dogs that way makes the aerial death blow possible. Then here we do 7 R1s and then we wait for Shizu to kick us, and then we just deflect it to have like a faster death blow, and also just because it's cool. Deflecting the kick on a live run. Pretty fun. And here's our last headless. It's a Yashariku. If you see on the slight left side of the screen, there's his twin brother. We usually just call him his clone. And if you fight Yashariku like where he starts, then the clone will also see you and like dealing with Yashariku and his twin brother at the same time. They that's very difficult to manage, and it's a lot easier if you bait Yashariku away so that his twin doesn't see you. So yeah, the process is basically to wait behind this beam until Yashariku gets behind, or he like gets past that last, or not the last rock. There's like a railing you can see on the screen. When he like gets close to that railing such that he's like touching it or that he's past it, then you can start the fight with him without aggroing the twin. But yeah, if he gives like hair too much at the end here, then you can see that it's getting kind of close. And if he keeps spamming the hair like this, he'll eventually get so far on the side that the hair will start to hit you behind the beam without him being like quite close enough to comfortably start the fight, so I just choose to leave and bone out to reset the situation and just try again to have like a comfy start to the fight. Like I could try starting the fight where he was, but yeah, like when I'm this deep in a run, I don't want to like take chances like that, because like it's very hard to practice that kind of thing, because it's kind of unusual that he like spams hair that much. So yeah, it's like hard to practice, and yeah, like anyway, it's opening yourself up to more danger, I think. So it's easier to just yeah, leave to a safe spot and then try again. There are other setups you can do where what is it? I think you can like aggro him and then like go up to where I was hiding, like the place where I boned out, and then like make him come really far forward and then like swim really far away to de-aggro or something like that. Those are slower, and there's also some like other strats where like you hide behind this big skeleton on the right side, but yeah, I haven't like looked into those. I think they work, I imagine they would work every time, but in general they're slower. Because yeah, I think like probably more than like 90% of the time, or at least like more than 80% of the time, yeah, Shirafuji will like give you good enough RNG that you can set him up right away without needing to bone out. Yeah, not much to say here. Just waiting for him to get closer to that railing before I can start the fight. Oh yeah, and then I'll talk about how I fight him, because the way I fight him is like my own. It's like my own strategy that I came up with. Because like the way other people do it seemed like more dangerous and like harder to execute. So like the basic gist is like swim up here and like wait for him to start his grab like vortex attack, and then you thrust and then you swim to his side and then you attack him 5 times with just R1s, and then you swim up and repeat the process. And like the essential bit is that you're like waiting up above him before his vortex. Because like what happens in like rare cases, maybe like, I don't know, like 1 or 2% of the time or something, is like instead of switching between like the spin attack and the vortex, what he can do is like do the spin attack twice, so we call that a double spin. And it can be dangerous because like if you're expecting the vortex and you swim close to him right as he starts the second spin, then of course you can get hit. But yeah, with this strategy, like you don't like get closer until you know that he's starting the vortex attack. Because if he does the double spin and you like don't react and you just stay up there where you started, then he doesn't hit you, because like he can't hit you with the spin attack when you're above him like that. So yeah, like I think it's the safest way and like the most comfy way to fight him. And then when you when you react to the grab attack and thrust, it times it really nicely, such that after you thrust and you like swim to his side, he like doesn't track you. Because if you're like already swimming sideways when he starts the grab attack, like he tracks you for a long time, so he'll spin like he'll turn quite a bit as he's like winding up the grab attack. and he can sometimes spin more than you want him to, and like if there are like obstacles in the way, like the skeleton or the rocks around him, you might run out of space to like get at his side, and then you'll get caught in the vortex. I guess you could like swim up and away in those cases, but it's just a lot nicer to like control where he's facing in the first place instead of like trying to deal with whatever way he chooses to face himself. But yeah, after Yashariku we go straight to the dragon, and I missed the death blow there because I don't know, I'm like not doing it like as good as I possibly could. Like what I should be doing is like jumping and then spamming R1 just in case, but yeah, I didn't there. And then yeah, I missed that death blow because I landed back on the tree. Gosh, my throat is starting to go. Like maybe I should have like warmed up before talking this much. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, and then there, like I got a vertical jump instead of jumping forward, so like I almost like missed the death blow there, and that could have been like really dangerous. So yeah, I definitely got lucky during the first phase there of the dragons. So yeah, like again, like this really wasn't the cleanest run ever, but I got a little lucky, and was good enough today. Yeah, and in general, on the day I was running this, like the previous day I got like to the last boss, and like that whole week I was getting like pretty deep runs pretty often. So I had like a lot of confidence with this, and like on today, or yeah, on the day that I got the run, like just the whole day I was like very calm, very focused. Like like as you see, like I didn't like play perfectly, but like I was at least paying enough attention to everything that I didn't get hit, right? And the little mistakes I made didn't cost me. But in general, like my nerves were doing like really well on this day, because like I had been practicing this for so long, like more than 3 months in general, and then like more than 300 hours like in game of just like running this, practicing this, and that sort of thing. So like I just had like all kinds of confidence today. Yeah, and especially since I like only got hit on the last boss on the previous attempt. Like I knew I could do this again, and like I didn't let that hit like affect me too much, and like I didn't let myself like get super upset over it, such that it would like block me from getting this run. But yeah, I was like super glad that the very next attempt after that last boss hit, I got the run, which is like, I don't know, it's very gratifying, because like it just shows that this run like wasn't luck at all. Like it was just all like work and practice and making the strats consistent, and like all the fights consistent as well, and everything worked out. It's very good. But yeah, there's Divine Dragon. And then if here after the loading screen bit. If you walk immediately and then talk to Emma as fast as possible, you can get the secret passage key, and then you can skip the item prompts for the Divine Dragon drops, which normally, you know, you get an item pop up like anything else. Yeah, you can skip them if you talk to Emma right away. And then here we go to the Bell Demon's Temple in order to get to Shigekichi and Demon of Hatred, as you'll see. What is it? I used to fight Shigekichi after Demon, just because, you know, Demon gives you an extra attack power, and then you can come back to Shigekichi and fight him, but I decided to just fight him straight away, just so I would have like one less teleport, and then also, you know, following the principle of like fighting stuff on the way there instead of like coming back again. I need to sneeze, sorry. Okay, we're back. Then here we just wait on this branch for the enemies to de-aggro. Just like in All Memories. I'm getting ready to do a little jump here. I get on this part of the branch, I jump forward and then look up to get that tree grapple right away. Then we rest at this idol to reset the enemies so we can start clearing them out. And yeah, for that enemy I like doing a neutral jump and then holding forward in the air. Seems more comfy to me. And then here for these last two enemies, sometimes they'll end up walking further from each other. Like sometimes they're not this close, and you can death blow one without alerting the other one. But yeah, most of the time they'll like death blowing one of them will alert the other. So you have to, I guess, either fight him or fight the second one, or just, you know, run away and de-aggro, which I prefer doing, because yeah, like I've not learned how to fight these enemies, so I just de-aggro. And then yeah, there the yellow triangle disappears. They're fully de-aggroed, so I can run on back and get the stealth death blow. Let's see, and then since I bring Shigekichi back here, I choose to just destroy some of this debris real quick before I bring him back there. Yeah, we're waiting for this guy to come onto screen and then turn around. We run after him. And then run after the little alert guy. And then we sneak off the ledge and get the aerial death blow on Shigekichi there. And then yeah, the first thing to do is to like bring him back to this area next to the stairs. And that's just so that like back here there's like no chance that an enemy will aggro and interfere. Because if you fight him in the big like courtyard area, if you get him like too far away from where he starts, it's possible for other enemies to notice and to get involved. What is it? It is possible to head stomp Shigekichi. You have to like wait until like you're facing his back, which is like possible to do. It's a little bit tricky, but also when you get the head stomp, it's possible for him to immediately drink, and like since when he drinks he spits fire. It's kind of spooky to deal with, so it's easier to just not take the head stomps, just so that he never drinks. You see there, get the quick stomp, get the counter slash, and get the second quick stomp, and then immediate death blow, which is nice. Then here, this path for this upper path for getting to Demon was came from Silsex, and then this part where you stay down here and then don't aggro any of these enemies, that's from me. So yeah, what is it, like months ago, I think Croaks asked for like a nice path through there to get to Demon. So I spent some time like testing different paths through there, and I found that if you take that line, then none of the enemies aggro, which is really nice. Because yeah, if you watch my All Memories video, you'll see that when I ran through there was a rat that threw a projectile that like was very close to hitting me. So and I really didn't want to like ever have that happen again. So yeah, finding that line was really good. Here we're finally at Demon of Hatred, and I know Demon of Hatred has like a big reputation among casual players, and even among a lot of no-hit runners. He has a big reputation for being like difficult or memey, or you know, just having bad situations. But if you practice him enough, he eventually becomes like very consistent, honestly. There you see me trying to avoid the little campfires or like bonfires or whatever, because yeah, those deal fire damage, and if I take a tick of fire damage, then the damageless restriction is gone. And then yeah, every time he like jumps away in phase 1, I try to like redirect him to destroy some of the big towers in the area or in the arena. I don't know why I deflected that stomp. Like, I never deflect that stomp, but yeah, you see him run away there, and so I try to get him to come and destroy this last tower, because in phase 2 and 3 he has like his fire carpet attack, and I've had it happen a couple of times where I would, you know, you want to run sideways and then jump for the fire carpet attack, but it's possible to run right into the towers. And then if you don't like notice right away and like redirect yourself somehow, it can be like very hard to not get hit there. So yeah, now that all the towers are destroyed, I can just fight him as normal for the rest of the fight. And then there you see me like not dash or like do anything to avoid the slow stomp, and that's because like the slow stomp has really bad tracking. And legitimately for most of the time that he does the slow stomp, it's sufficient to just like walk sideways to avoid it. But I only do it a couple of times in this fight because you know, it's like the end of the run, and I'm you know, I really don't want to get hit accidentally. Because although it's really easy to just walk strafe the slow stomp, you know, it's always going to be even easier to like dash it just to give yourself more distance and some iframes. But yeah, you saw me just like walk strafe a couple of them there. I think for the rest of them, I either dash or I deflect them. Just cause, I don't know, just like whatever I feel like doing at the time is what I do. And then here for the Meteor Idols attack, I just stay locked on and like kind of run in a direction that prevents me from getting hit by the idols. I could have attacked him once there, because yeah, when he's like turning around, it's safe to attack him. But yeah, I was just playing it safe. Oh yeah, and another thing, like for his double stomp there that you see, like if you dash into the first stomp and then just like walk right a little bit, you can strafe the second stomp like extremely easily. And that one I do like most of the time, like the vast majority of the time. What is it? It's even possible to like dash the first stomp and then immediately go into R1s. But when you do that, you have to be like more precise about the way you dash the first stomp. Because if you dash it just a little bit wrong, then the second stomp will hit you. Actually, it's not even that precise. It's just way more comfy to just dash the first stomp and then walk a little bit just to make sure everything's fine, and then you can do 3 R1s to punish the double stomp. What is it? If you dash it and then like immediately go into R1s, you can actually do 4 R1s on the double stomp, but yeah, again, you have to like be more careful about how you dash the first stomp. And it's way easier to dash and then walk a little bit and then do 3 R1s. But yeah, the 3 R1 strat is like definitely worth it over the 2 R1 strat, where like if you dash both of the quick stomps and then just do 2 R1s. Like, it's definitely worth it to yeah, do the 3 R1 strat. But yeah, I think I'm the only person who does that, maybe. I don't know, I'd have to like watch Victor's fast kill maybe of Demon to see if he does like what he does. Because he's also very efficient at fighting Demon. And then there, yeah, you saw him do like the palm thrust, and I stayed in front of him afterwards. So when you stay in front of him after the palm thrust, he what is it called? He does like a little dance or like a little pose that he does, and you can like get in a lot of free attacks that way. Like there, like I'm pretty sure like dashing that slow stomp was completely unnecessary, but you know, at the end of a run like this, you just wanna be like extra safe sometimes if you're not confident. Let's see. Oh yeah, that one last thing I was gonna say. It was about like his fire circle. Let's see if he does it again. Because it's just like what I wanted to say was that for the fire circle nowadays, I prefer jumping behind him and then staying behind him when he does like the follow-up like spins for the fire circle. Just cause like when you're behind him, there's like absolutely zero chance that he'll hit you, like no matter the terrain. Whereas if you just like jump straight up and like stay in front of him, like normally on flat terrain it's okay because like he's high enough above you and like his arms are high enough above you that the hitboxes just miss you. But like on bad terrain with like hills and stuff where like you're higher relative to his arms, it's very possible to get hit by the extra spins that he does. Whereas if you're behind him, then you just completely 100% avoid the hitboxes altogether. But yeah, you can see now that there are a lot of people in chat because there was an on-pace alert, and people like seeing the end of successful runs, or at least potentially successful runs. But yeah, after Demon, there's just a few bosses left. The first one here is Ujinari, also known as Elite 2. And for the first Elite, I like deflecting him just because it's fun and it's kind of a flex. But on the second Elite, it's it's way more dangerous to deflect him, so yeah, I chose not to. There was a run, like, I think a week and a half ago maybe, where like it was the first time I had gotten this far, and I had been like slightly testing like deflecting him in this arena, and like I tried it out on a live run, and like he gave me some bad RNG and some bad situations, and he ended up hitting me, and I lost the run to that. That one was kind of a meme, because like it was completely like my fault for like trying to flex like that. But yeah, I had done some testing, and it was like somewhat consistent to fight him here, but like, of course, like, you know, if you're here live, like he's gonna give you like bad situations. So yeah, I got hit on that run. But I don't know, it wasn't like that bad. It was like it was only the first time I had gotten that far, and like I wasn't even recording locally in high quality at that time either. Like I had forgotten to. So yeah, it was probably for the best that I didn't get that run. But yeah, the strat we do here is pretty easy. Just like if you sprint straight at him and then like sprint slightly left when you get closer, his attack will miss you, and then you can get a thrust attack behind him, and then run away and just kind of rinse and repeat. It's very cheesy, but like there's just no other way to fight him like really consistently. And like when it's this deep in a run, like you really need it to be consistent. Because yeah, what can happen a lot of the time is like since that arena is so narrow, he can like sidestep, and then like when he's next to a wall, he can like sidestep again, and then just cause all kinds of problems because he has like the hilt bash that comes at you like instantly. Anyway, but yeah, we're past him now. Finding the Vile Hand, you death blow the first one from stealth, and then you can start up the fight with the Vile Hand. And yeah, again, I like taking the head stomps and then dealing with the follow-ups just to make the fight more interesting and fun. There you go. There's Vile Hand. Yeah, you have to fight 2 phases of him, but like, it's not a big deal since I've had like mountains of practice on the Lone Shadows, Vile Hand included. So it's really not a big deal. And then here, yeah, I just prefer taking like those double doors because then there's like 0 chance of any enemy aggroing to me and potentially hitting me. It's just comfy, so I like taking that path still. Then here we grab this idol just in case something goes wrong. Because although this boss is like, it's quite simple to set up here, you just aggro this general and then sneak away. It's still, you know, it's still possible that something could go wrong. Yeah, you just wait back here until the yellow triangle disappears, and then the general fully de-aggroes, and you can get the stealth death blow. and then run away to de-aggro Shume, the 7 spear. You can hop across there. There are a couple ways to get back here, but apparently that way is faster, so I take it. Maybe it's like a 1 second difference or something. But yeah, then we pick up that idol just so that we can teleport there really quickly after fighting Shume. And also, when we go back, when we go that far to pick up that idol, it like fully resets Shume. Cause like what can happen otherwise is like when you come back here, he can like since you deload him, like he can sort of like re-aggro very quickly, like faster than you would expect, and it's kind of annoying to wait for him to de-aggro again. And again, yeah, the strats I've developed to fight the 7 spears they're quite efficient, I think, and it's a lot of fun deflecting him and doing the little strafes that I do. But yeah, he's dead without too much trouble. Gosh, I'm dropping a lot of frames here, I'm noticing. And then yeah, we can just teleport straight there. I could do that little running section again without much trouble, but just to like minimize completely any chance of screwing up, I'll just teleport there instead. But yeah, here we come to the final boss. Let's see, I can't remember if I fight Enshin Phase 1 the same way that I did in All Memories, where I like kind of do a parry loop, sort of. But yeah, there's that, and then like otherwise the Enshin fight is largely the same as in All Memories, with some like slight optimization, I suppose. The big difference though is that now that I don't have Makiri counter, I have to deal with his thrusts differently. So in Phase 1, when he like tries to thrust, I just like hit him to cancel it. You'll probably see it eventually. Yeah, you see I get him in this parry loop for a little bit, and he can choose to get out at any time. Oh yeah, there's the thrust, and you can just hit him to cancel it. Oh, yeah, there is one big change, I guess. I'll point it out when it happens. There's Phase 1. Okay, at the start, you make him block, and then you can do a thrust attack. And then you can do a timed dash to iframe his like transition stagger, and then you can do a bunch of R1s to attack him at the start. But yeah, for some of the thrusts in the spear phases, I'll deflect, and like other ones, I'll just strafe, depending on like which exact thrust it is. But yeah, gosh, he gets like confused and he like runs in weird directions if you don't run after him all the time. So yeah, that's what that was earlier, where he was attacking the air. Oh yeah, here, like, yeah, like this thrust I'll deflect. And then I strafe this one to the side. And yeah, in Phase 1 I don't like run after him, just to, you know, see more of his moveset. And then in Phase 3 I'll run after him a lot more. just to make the fight faster. Oh yeah, and then jumping over his wind attacks is really comfy still. So I still do that. Here's phase 3. But yeah, this has been like by far the hardest run I've done, and it's taken, yeah, again, like three and a half months thereabouts, and about like 345 hours in game to get. So I was really glad both to get the run and then also to like get the run like the immediate next attempt after getting the hit to the final boss, because like some people, you know, they get stuck at like PB1 for a long time, but I was very happy to end it the next day, because it you know, showed off my consistency and, you know, my like where my skill level was at this point, which was very gratifying. There it is. Golly, and then yeah, I quickly split to the, or changed to the next split there, and then yeah, everybody goes wild in the chat. Very good day this was. It was the only attempt of the day, just quick 3-hour stream, like only one attempt. Super good. And yeah, if you want to see my you know, my live reaction, and I also gave like a long speech at the end, kind of just like rambling on, you know. But yeah, if you want to hear that, then you can go to the Twitch VOD. It's in the description. Ugh. But yeah, I didn't watch the end cutscene because I wanted to have like a good in-game time at the end. Yeah, skipping the cutscenes, and we watched a bit of the credits just for to make it feel kind of official, because, you know, I like watching a little bit of the credits, because you know when the credits roll, that's when you've beaten the game. So yeah, very happy with this, and I'm happy that like I got it, but also like now that it's over, I can go back to Elden Ring for a while, because yeah, like 3 months of this has been like of course it's been fun, but it's also good to move on eventually and go back to other games. And I believe we ended this run with like a 2:59:43 or like 46, but yeah, it was really good day. Thanks everybody for watching. 42, okay.